Missiles slammed into Damascus. Explosions echoed deep in Russian territory, and Taiwan just fired a warning shot across Beijing's bow. If you thought yesterday was the climax, it was just the overture. Because today the fuse is lit and the whole damn board is shifting. This is Deadeye Dispatch, where the crosshairs meet the headlines. Israel just lit up Damascus like it owed them money. Precision airstrikes slammed into Iranian weapons depots, Hezbollah command posts, and Syrian intel hubs. This wasn't a warning shot. It was a surgical mugging with high explosives. The target? Anything that moved, stored rockets, or looked remotely Iranian. And the message? If you bring war to Israel's doorstep, expect missiles through your living room window. One strike landed near the Damascus International Airport, because nothing says welcome to Syria like a terminal covered in shrapnel. Israel didn't flinch, didn't blink, and didn't miss. They don't announce when it's go time. They just turn out the lights. While Syria's skies were still glowing, Ukraine reached into the Russian heartland like it owned the deed. Not just poking the border. We're talking deep penetration strikes over 1,000 kilometers inside. Command posts, oil depots, radar facilities. Everything Moscow thought was safe got a surprise wake-up call. The Kremlin blamed NATO, space lasers, and probably the ghost of Stalin. But the truth is simpler. Ukraine's drone program is now a long-range surgical tool. And Putin's red lines? They're written in disappearing ink. This wasn't a flex, it was a statement. Nowhere is safe. Not anymore. Meanwhile, Taiwan finally decided it had enough of Beijing's floating intimidation campaign. When China sent another fishing fleet suspiciously packed with military-grade optics and guys who don't fish, Taiwan answered with artillery. No press releases, no soft diplomacy, just rounds fired toward Chinese vessels skirting the boundary like drunken tourists with warships. China puffed up, warned of consequences, and staged a conference with the usual vague threats and a lot of stern eyebrows. But Taiwan made it clear, this isn't 1996, and we're not playing defense anymore. You come too close, you get tagged. End of dialogue. As the Pacific simmers, Iran's over here waving its own matchstick. They test-launched a pair of medium-range ballistic missiles this week. On paper, it was part of a routine drill. In reality, it was a middle finger to Israel, fired from desert launch pads and captured in full dramatic slow-mo. The targets? They didn't say. The point? Obvious. They wanted Tel Aviv, Washington, and anyone else listening to know they're still in the game. And they've got range. The timing was no accident. You don't fire missiles within 24 hours of Israeli strikes by coincidence. That's not a drill. That's a warning shot with bad intentions. While everyone's rattling sabers, Russia's still busy feeding its troops into the Avdiivka meat grinder. Thousands of conscripts shoved into kill zones like it's 1917 with better cameras. Ukraine holds the high ground. Thermal drones in the sky and artillery that never sleeps. Russia's tactic seems to be quantity over quality. Except the quantity is dying faster than it can be replaced. Drone footage shows charred bodies in shell-blasted mud, the kind of footage you can't unsee. But Moscow keeps calling it a successful advance. If success means losing a battalion to gain a ditch, then sure, pop the champagne. Meanwhile, back home, they're drafting men with bad knees and offering prison time reductions for one-way tickets to the front. And all of this, every missile, every drone, every shot fired across a strait is part of something bigger. The world isn't drifting toward war. It's sprinting. And no one's got the brakes. Alliances are forming faster than treaties can catch up. China and Russia? Tightening. Iran and proxy forces? Mobilizing. The U.S. is juggling allies, airstrikes, and political gridlock, all while trying to keep a lid on the whole damn thing. But here's the thing about pressure cookers. Eventually, they blow. And when this one does, don't say you weren't warned. This is Deadeye Dispatch. If you want cable news, turn on the TV. If you want truth, firepower, and fallout, you're in the right place. Subscribe for world news and geo-conflict updates with zero fluff, no political spin, and absolutely no apologies. We'll be back in 24 hours, or sooner if the world decides to go full tilt. Until then, stay sharp, stay savage, and stay locked in.